Laksa, a dish that crosses cultures. Yet, no two bowls are ever quite the same. Some start with this. Others begin with fresh fish simmered slowly into a soulful broth. Whether it's a recipe passed down through generations, or flavors meticulously fine-tuned over time, every bowl is crafted with care. Two styles, two stories. Each bowl is shaped by its ingredients, its roots, and the hands that bring it to life. Here's to honoring traditions and embracing every flavor. Welcome to Same Dish But Different.
Hey guys, welcome to an episode of Same Dish But Different.
That's why we're different place today, huh?
So here are your two dishes for today.
Ooh, Laksa, baby.
Hey, why his one like more?
It's not mine, it's share, bro.
Ready? Nice, huh?
You have that typical laksa taste, and you know the guy that made this, right? Knows exactly what he's doing.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think this one got the extra ingredient, huh?
Which is
Love.
I feel like if you will order this at any laksa shop, this is the least you should be getting.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? This is a very good base standard. This is what I see very often in my house. What's my mother here?
This one your mother cook, one.
Thick, bro, the soup.
It's like a gravy.
Yeah,
more than
it's
a
gravy
soup,
more than a soup.
Wow, guys.
It's entirely a different taste profile, bro. It has such a strong but pleasant fish broth taste.
So I feel like the core of this sauce, right, is fish. But the core of this one, right, is like aromatics. You know what I mean? Like really legit, I never tried before.
Right?
Is this like, I don't even know whether this is from Singapore.
Like any Singaporean shop and you ask for laksa, right? It will never look
I expect this.
Correct.
Hi, I'm Jamaliah. I'm 65 years old. I'm homemaker.
Hi, I'm Chef Nixon. I'm the Director of Culinary and Beverage at the Robertson House.
And I'm cooking Malay Laksa.
And I cook Nyonya Laksa. So I started a bartender actually after my O-levels, and that's where I got exposed to the hospitality industry. And along the ways, I was trying to find my way as, what do I want to do in a career moving forward. So I actually enrolled in a diploma in hospitality management, and there was 6 months that I was being exposed to the kitchen. And that's where I think I found my calling. So ever since, I've been cooking for 20 over years now, and I'm loving every minute of it.
My experience of cooking is 38 years of cooking in school canteen. First, I was at Jaya Primary School, and then closure, I go to North Spring Primary School for 20 years. After that, I become a homemaker. I do cook for my family. I do this laksa chop. They like it very much because that's my own recipe from my mom.
So Nonya Laksa, it's a representation of back in the days of cuisines of the Peranakan. And it's also a very good reflection of how the Chinese and Malays actually come together to create this dish. So back in the days, all the Chinese do actually like noodles, they like stir frying. And the Malays actually like spices, rempahs, and kind of stewing. So with these two cultures coming together, it actually forms a very interesting dish, which is laksa. Usually they'll get together, they'll come for gatherings, birthday celebrations. And Nonya Laksa is actually one of the dishes that's actually created just to celebrate these occasions. So my mom is Peranakan. Every Chinese New Year, there's always gatherings at their house. And that's where I get exposed to Peranakan cuisine. Unfortunately, my mom doesn't cook Peranakan. So the only time I can have proper Peranakan food, home style, is actually every Chinese New Year. And to this day, I still remember the taste of a home style Peranakan food. But Nonya Laksa always holds a special place in my heart.
Malay Laksa, to my family, is special dish because my mom will cook only for special occasion. That time is a old time now. Cost of the fish, the ingredient is a bit expensive to us. But when we eat, we love it because it's different from mee rebus, different from mee siam. That's I told you that Malay Laksa is special.
So back in the days, laksa, some places of laksa do not have prawns because prawns is a luxury item back in the days. And to replace that, cockles is actually another version or another variation. And it's very common back in the days to have laksa with cockles. I'm not a fan of cockles. I think first of all, ingredients play a very important part in this broth. Before we do fry the rempah, we need to actually combine it together. So what you have inside the rempah will be chili. We have dried chilies, galangal, handle nuts, turmeric. We have garlic, shallots, dried shrimps, and belacan, very important. So the next step is for me, is the most physically tiring and the most lengthy process is making the rempah. So if you're making it through the mortar and pestle, there's quite a bit of effort being made to kind of incorporate all the paste together, or all the ingredients together into a paste. Without this step properly done, the flavor of the rempah just isn't there.
I do the paste for the sauce. Onion, garlic, galangal, lemongrass, belacan. I grind together in one side. And then after you grind it, you heat the pot. You put the onion first. You fry the onion till it smells nice. And the oil bring out, you add in chili. After you add chili, you can add in the curry powder a bit. Fry again until the chili cook. And the aroma of the paste all bring up.
Next, we have to cook the rempah, and this also takes a little bit of time. We make sure that all the ingredients are cooked, well incorporated, and make sure all the moisture is actually being evaporated out. What we want to notice is actually the change of color. So it will become from kind of yellowish to a little bit darkish red with a hint of yellow. So we have to cook to the part where the oil starts to ooze out, and you should begin smelling kind of all the ingredients being cooked together. Right, so that's the telltale sign of the rempah being ready. Next step, I always like to use the prawn heads to actually cook into rempah. We do not want just the meat itself. We have the flavors from the head and the shells, and to me, this gets incorporated into the rempah as well.
There is definitely an element of the soup that mixes into the meat.
Correct. I'm pretty sure this prawn totally flavored the soup also, and I think that's what really makes this soup very flavorful and dense in that prawn flavor.
Very important ingredient next is actually laksa leaves. So I like to use generous amount of laksa leaves and cook inside the rempah as well. One of the reasons why I don't do it before that, because I don't want the laksa leaves to be incorporated into the rempah. I want the laksa to have a different layer, so it's actually added at the end. And after this part, we actually going to add chicken stock, or some of the different places, they actually add prawn stock as well. But in this recipe, you use chicken stock. After the chicken stock, we actually add the coconut milk in. So this coconut milk actually helps to enhance the whole laksa creaminess of this coconut kind of spicy broth. After the broth is ready, we would like to braise the bean puff inside. We call it taopok. The taopok to be braised inside so that it actually kind of soaks up all this natural goodness from the laksa broth.
Hear me out, okay? You can call me a hater all you all want. Taopok is just there to steal your soup. But luckily, right, like we say, the soup damn power. Right? Then you eat the taopok with the right texture, then the soup explodes in your mouth. I think this is a fantastic addition.
I have to prepare. I do the fish. I boil the fish with the asam glugo and serai. I just take the serai, put the water, put a bit of salt, and let it boil. I have 3 types of fish. I have ikan tenggiri, I have ikan parang, and I have ikan kurau kering. That is a secret, ikan kurau kering. After I make the fish, I boil the fish, I take out the bones, I put aside the meat, and after that you grind the fish meat. Just a bit, 2-3 steps, then okay. Because we want the fish meat inside the gravy. And then we add the broth so you can add in. We don't use that water first. Let's see how thick is the gravy. Then you stir, and it's boiled. You can eat the krisek, bunga kantan, you are in coconut.
So the laksa broth is done, you can actually leave it aside. Next, we're going to cook the noodles and the rest of the ingredients. So for the noodles, I always prefer to cook my noodles and my bean sprouts in clean boiling water. The reason is because I do not want this flavor of these laksa noodles to be diluted or be tainted by kind of the laksa broth itself. I grew up in Juche when I was young, so I'm very familiar with the East Coast, I'm very familiar with Katong. A lot of these roadside shops, they actually do not have tables. So they only have stools around the shops. So the owner actually thought, instead of using chopsticks, why not cut up the laksa and let the guests actually have the laksa with the spoon itself.
The fact that it's cut, right, makes the experience a lot quicker and more shook.
Yes.
Right? Because these noodles are not the easiest to grab with chopsticks,
I mean, I'm definitely more used to the Nyonya Laksa and even Chinese style laksas. I would say the easiest way to describe the typical flavor profile I used to is the katong laksa lah.
And for the prawns, you know, we have the fish cake, we have the hard-boiled eggs. These are actually cooked into the broth and afterwards being served together.
And you prepare the laksa. Actually, the laksa is already cooked because we steam already, right? So you want to make it hot, you just pour in hot water a bit and just pour like that.
No, bro, the noodle texture is like udon, but also like kind of a bit like mee tai mak.
This one doesn't have the same snap as this. It's more chewy, but not mushy, chewy.
Which I like.
And then the garnishing, you pour in the gravy, and then you put in the cucumber. You put the bean sprout. The tauge we didn't boil it. And don't forget about the daun selasih. Daun selasih is for avoiding the fishy smell.
To finish off the dish, we usually give a dollop of sambal and also very important ingredient, laksa leaves. The laksa leaves gives it the unique, significant taste in every Nonya Laksa.
Now the Malay Laksa is ready.
And your Nonya Laksa is ready.
Laksa shows us how much richness and variety can exist within something familiar. Each bowl is a celebration of flavor, heritage, and the people who keep these traditions alive. But what truly matters is the care and the stories behind every version. And that's why laksa isn't just food. It's a shared story, passed down and savoured by all.
Meat should taste test. Very different.
Turn the flavor now. Same dish.
Same dish. But well, this one suddenly become giant, then like taste test.
Don't smell fishy smell. Coming, the very thing coming. The sauce is okay.
How?
Everything is good.
Approve.
Protect our son. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Thank you for watching this episode of Same Dish but Different.
If you like this episode, you can check out more over there. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you. Bye.
At last.